about the local and the beaches.
Yeah.
Now, probably at the age of 7, 8, 9, I'm 40 years old now. I used to full joy the old beach setting that's Puerto Rico Beach, that in Runaway Bay, St. Ann there. From my youth days, I could go to Puerto Rico Beach and go anywhere I want to go. Right now, it's privatized.
Michelle Charles, I beg you say, call off your gunman, your gun drunk with them and tell them if you left the people them at St. Thomas alone.
One big elevator wall build up. Shove local one side, foreigner one side. You ask a question, me, black people can't go over that part there. Which part let the white, the local, let the foreigner them there. And when we're much younger than this, we enjoy Puerto Rico, like we love Puerto Rico beach so still. So in these hot time when Jamaicans go full joy the natural suntan at the beach, we can't even go.
Because I know so we look see fire, I think we don't know. Because you see the gun thing in your blood. Because that's why your papa used to text it from Michael Manley, your papa Pernell Charles.
We have to start make pool in our backyard.
So who should be held accountable for that?
First and foremost, the Prime Minister, the tourism sector are the main culprit tonight. The tourism minister are the main culprit. You know, a long walk, see certain like this answer and talk my mind. I don't like what going on in Jamaica. The tourism minister one of the main culprit. Them shove local aside to the sake of money. Find money, fine, but good God of grace, man. And yes, we come from Jamaica, Fiwi. So we're supposed to enjoy the natural suntan, everything a Fiwi. You're supposed to subway aside. Them lack of Winifred Beach, and them close on so many beaches in Jamaica. So what do you think we're going to do now? You ask a solid question again.
Okay, so all right. What if you personally was pushed off a beach? You personally, you know, don't cross. Someone tell you not to cross this boundary line, and
the someone would be like a foreigner, whatever, like.
For instance,
yes.
Yes. Beach guards.
Yes.
Yeah. What if you're a beach guard? You know, you just decide that hey, I'm going to go over this side, and you were forced. You know, probably a 3 beach guard hold you and you know forced you back over the local side. What if you had an experience like that? How would you handle that?
On a realistic note,
yeah,
I would proceed with caution, because you know why? The higher authority would have looked at me and blame me as a troublemaker. However, I'm black, I come from Jamaica. I'm not supposed to get sugar off at no side and no beach. I'm supposed to can go over there so free and come back over here so free. There's supposed to be no boundaries. Too much cronyism, too much nepotism, too much ism schism in a Jamaica. You get me? So therefore, I would implore the stakeholders, I would implore who's the relevant authorities, get by the local in all beaches. There's supposed to be no segregation. Local is supposed to mix with foreigner. I want to tell you, say, 3/4 of the time when the foreigner them left Jamaica, left foreigner and come down, you know, say they don't really want to stuck. They want to explore the whole of Jamaica.
So you said they want to go around with locals?
Yes! But you the relevant authorities call them up now. No, don't. They want to rap to the local, they want to rap to no white people.
So you believe that if these foreigners realize that the government take them for a big money pack, that is why they don't really want them mixing with the locals? You think the foreigners will have a problem with that?
100%. You know why? Because they don't really want to entrap in enough farm of luxury. Sometimes they want to come out in a park as a consider. Sometimes they want to go up a Harford Tree, go buy a piece of jerk chicken and yam with them family. They want to see the other side of Jamaica. You get me?
Okay.
Jamaica nice, you know, but I feel like say when them come here, they want to go to the ghetto too, you know. But the relevant authority has shoved them aside. Same like how them shove the local them aside. Don't mix with the foreigner them at the beach. And so them shove the tourists them aside. Don't go in at the ghetto and ghetto people nice, brethren. The part of Jamaica where they hide from the foreigner, that the foreigner they want to see. So you find out them are left and on a street and I come out of a Chenstown here so now. You find out the tourists that come out and I sit down and I enjoy look. And Jamaica is so nice and warm-hearted, brethren. May I tell you that, brethren?
Alright, boss. Thanks for your honesty.
Blessed love, my respect.
Yes, afternoon, Gvnman.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, in your opinion, you think the church is afraid of the law? Oh, sorry. You think the church is afraid to reject the laws or go against the state? Afraid of the laws of the government and afraid to go against the state?
When you say the church, there is a true church, and the true church is not afraid of the state.
Okay. So to you, who runs the country, the church or the state?
Right now it's the state running the country.
So should the church be the last and final authority?
Should be, because that's how God set it to be. But we are not doing it as a people of God. Why, I don't know, but we need to take the country and run the country as God wants us to do.
Okay. Give us one law that the state makes that the church is not comfortable with.
That the state is not comfortable.
No, sorry. Give a law that the state makes that the church, you don't think the church will accept that?
Well, for me, the main one is that the Sabbath. The Sabbath. Because God said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And you find that the majority of people who call themselves Christian is not keeping the 7th-day Sabbath.
Okay. Alright, so just a little bit more. Sorry, not holding up your time, but is the church stronger and firmer now, or is its connection to God has been weakened over the years?
Over the generation that has come and go, you find that the church become weaker, and the Bible tell you that that would happen. So we are not, as a people of God, we are not surprised, or we should not be surprised, because it was prophesied that it will grow weaker, but God's church will stand, because God never leave his church.
Okay, so you think that our government needs a strong prophet or a prophetess alongside them when running a country and controlling the affairs of a country? You think that will benefit the country more?
It would, because without God, we are nothing. We are a country without vision, or a people without vision. So if the government, whoever it is, should go alongside with God, it would be better.
Since of lately, we have seen many, videos and things going around with pastors abusing people, and a lot of little, some are propaganda, some are true, but can we really, put our trust in the churches as the government? So many people say we can't put our trust in the government. Is the church as the same as the government? Because they say that church and state runs a country. So is the church really separate from the state and is run by God, or there is politics in the church also?
Well, the last part of question is that politics is in the church.
Okay.
And God says that if they speak, that is Isaiah 8 verse 20, that if they speak not accordingly to the word of God, there are no light in them, and a government should have light to run the country, and that light is Jesus Christ.
So you don't find, wouldn't you say that if you're going at a church and say that the pastor is a JLP supporter, you don't think he will round up the congregation and let them vote for the JLP government?
That's politics. That's politics.
So is politics in the church?
That's what I said. I told you. Everywhere you turn is politics. But we should stand as a people of God. But we are lacking. We are lacking. Honestly, we are lacking. But until we firmly and truly grounded in God, will the country be better.
Okay, thanks for your opinion.
Sarsaparilla, almost about 7 of them were in it. So when you're drunk, they had a picture. There's a picture of this Chinese man. We actually got ginger from China that lived something like 765 years old and had like 900 picnics. Something like that. So we were serious and I was supposed to try. So imagine me now, I'm in my 30s, like school back, marina, and just looking good. And I'm pouring this Black Bull drink and looking good, feeling fine. And I look across the room and I'm looking into the eyes of who would be my joy. And trust me, this is the first time I think I had an out-of-body experience. For about half half an hour, 3 days, maybe 3 years, I was gone. I was just in her eyes, in her world. And when I came back to life, she was standing basically right in front of me. And she was with the gentleman that was my mentor, Tynika. And we looked down her and said, Christopher, this is Lisa. Lisa, this is Christopher. Kind of touched hands, and she said, by the way, Lisa, Christopher's available. And I was like, okay, he's trying to tell me something. So that was February of 2009, and by April of 2009, we were married. Don't try that at home. Without a parachute or something. And if you ever met Lisa, you will see why we're called Stush in the Bush. She is the embodiment of all things Stush. And you have met me, and you must not tell that we stay as close as possible to the earth at most times. So I had this farm that was essentially failing, just getting by. And now I have a Stush wife, born in Barbados, lived in upscale New York most of her life, coming to live with me in the bush. Her family wanted, no, what are you doing? People tried to leave Jamaica. And I tell you about the time when it was happening, it was when people were running up and down looking for doodles. So all you could see on the news was Jamaica look like some kind of a war zone. And yes, I'm going to live with this Rasta man, it's a farmer in the bushes of Jamaica. What's wrong with you? So she came down. But before she came down, she called me one day to say, how the farm was going. And when we met, I told her I was a farmer. But as I told you, what was I planting? You only remember the weekend. Primarily a carrot farm. So I basically hired everybody in the community to plant up to 15 acres. So I think I had about 20 people I was on my payroll at a week time, because I wanted to make the place look well farmed up when she come home. It couldn't be just carrot and ganja. But I did about 2 acres of carrot before, because I was trying to also generate some income. And the first reaping, I have this outside shed full to the brim, top to bottom, pure carrot. Carrot on the outside, carrot on the inside. Well, I'm turn up like a big man home. And she called me on the phone and I said, babes, wagwan. She said, what am I going to do? I sounds happy. I said, I just read the carrot in the first reaping. She said, wow, congratulations, that's great. Always supportive. And she said, all right, so how much money are you going to make after this? I said, we did about, I think the first reaping was about 2,000 pounds. And I said, so at $15 a pound, that is about $30,000. Am I good? Something like that. Maybe it was too much. She said, US! It still wasn't nothing. We couldn't buy a bag juice, trust me. $15 could not buy a bag juice. And the woman said, when they come back, she said, the big one they gave 20, but then the small one they 15, or even 12. So I said, no, not exactly US. She said 30,000 Jamaican dollars. You're spending more than that a week on hiring people. She said, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Not going to work. You're going to have to do something different. And trust me, I went from here to here, but that's my wife. She will break it down to you serious. She gets to the dollars and the cents and say, okay. So she's coming out. She said, what do you want me to bring? I said, bring seeds. What kind of seeds? I said, bring all of the things that you love to eat. Who did I know say I was telling to bring all of the things and that? The Stush. One suitcase full of seed later. We had 15 different types of tomato, 4 different types of parsley, 10 different types of basil, 5 different types of carrot. Because Because the story behind the carrot is that what you're planting has to have a little edge. It's what makes what you do marketable. So if the part of the brand, so everybody in the market have carrot, and you come down with another 2,000 pounds of carrot, you have no leverage because you have what everybody else has. So she had purple carrot. She had red, bumpy Chantenay carrots that were sweet like sugar. The first time we grew them, I don't think I sold a pound because I was eating them in the garden every day. We had yellow carrots. We had a rainbow carrot mix. So you could put all three of them together and make them beautiful. And that's something that we don't think about as farmers. When you present your product or your value added to your client, it has to be beautiful. It has to be beautiful. If you're presenting a meal to somebody, you know, you have this thing about, you know, look good, but it tastes nice. They don't work. Sometimes, even if it look good and don't taste good, you will go and eat. But if it doesn't look good, if it's not presented well, then you're just that. But one of the things that Lisa says first is that you eat with your eyes first. You eat with your eyes first. And marketing knows this. That's why they have this thing about putting some of your product on a certain eye level. That's why they make pretty, pretty things for children to eat. Because when it looks colorful and pretty, no matter what inside, it look good. Right? So that aspect of how you're presenting what you're doing. I'll give you a quick example. I have a guy in Ochi that's always selling fruits. And he's never making no money because the fruit them always look raga. And him kind of look raga too. So I don't want to buy from somebody like that. Even if it's the best thing, pardon me, the packaging and the presentation is key. It's totally key. That's why I am not stush. So we play two different halves. She is the stush half. I am the why I said that. But that's how we play it. So we started to grow different crops. One, we have that eye for, well, she's a perfectionist. Two, we went wholly 100% organic. From the seed to the soil to the packaging, we tried our best to give you something that was biodegradable. Three, we always branded what we do. Four, sorry. So what you're putting out is going to have all of what you represent inside of it. And we were hitting the farmers markets. If there was some food selling somewhere, somebody called us, we were there. We were at Gvnman when it first started. So we've known Nicole, I've known Janice for years from our first Jamaica organic inspectors training, which was done by the IFOM, the International Federation of Organic Movements. Kermit, all these people. I know this lady, but I can't remember your name, but I know her only from organic because I can see your face. I knew people that I knew. Joe is a family really at its base. And when we think about what the future is for Jamaica, this project that we're working on is about our Jamaican family. It's about bringing back a Jamaica that many of you don't even know. You know, but some of us do when you had to have manners to people. And you didn't have to know them to have manners to people. Where kindness was what led to what you do. Yeah. My grandaunt was like that. Even when she'll give you a whooping, she'll give it some kind words. You know me love you, but you should have done it. Right through the whooping. She'll discipline you and she'll love you up at the same time. So, part of what we've lost is that connection to the soil, to the earth, where we don't respect it. You see these? An easy way that we can stop polluting our environment is to get rid of these. Right? They made the move with the government, and I applaud them for that, which was getting rid of the styrofoam. That was a big move. Did we dead off because of it? No. You remember that thing named Scandal Bag? When last is it one? So they have some new bag now with Scandal you, but then they make out of plastic. then tear up same way. Why we call them scandal back? So we can learn. We have learned. We can evolve our culture where throwing this box out of your car when you're driving is just not accepted.
True.
It can't be acceptable. But it takes every one of us to make the commitment, like you made the commitment to come here today, to be a part of building this Jamaica that it's possible. We have to understand that we can have a better Jamaica. It is, first of all, possible. All that's going on. And when we heal the soil, we heal ourselves. A lot of what's going on in our culture is that we eat in bad, poison food, and lots of it. And it's normalized to put poisons in our food. It's not normal, and it's not healthy. So what we're looking forward to, and what we try to offer you at Stush in the Bush, is a chance to reconnect with nature, to get in touch with the source of what gave us life. Who love God Beach? Come on, raise a hand. Who love God Beach? All right, we have some river people. Who love God River? When last you got river? Monday. Jeez, Stush. All right, when last you go see? Last night. Give thanks. Imagine if those two things were not there. If they just disappeared. Imagine that we've just seen our last tree cut down on the highway to make a new road. Because that's what we're doing. St. Anne from Draxhall, Mommy Bay to St. Anne's Bay used to be this beautiful grove of old, ancient bamboo tree. Some of them, as long as my arms is, I can't hug them up. The man them decide they're going to develop the place, and who gets the brunt of the damage? All of them trees, and then don't do nothing with them. They'll just pitch them down, cut them up, and then stay to turn into nothing. What happens when that's the last bamboo tree?
That's the last bamboo tree. If you have not preserved those trees.
It's the last bamboo tree, but it's also pretty much the last of us. You notice how the place getting hot? Where the first place you want to run to when you get hot? We want to shade. If you don't have trees, no shade, no food, no water, because the trees are connected to our water system.
To the rain.
Clean, breathable air. You hear what's happening in America with these forest fires in Canada? We're talking about air quality issues. Come on, Stush, take a deep breath to feel like you're drinking a cup of Ital water. St. Anne, Portland, all of these beautiful places that we walk up and down and take it for granted that we're on sacred ground. We need to begin to respect those spaces. And it starts simply by choosing not to, simply like that. What's coming up later on as part of this project for regenerating Jamaica's environment, we're calling it Project Genesis because we want you to think about the garden and look at Jamaica as Garden Jamaica. We know what that's like because I know when you're in your farm, it feels like you're in a Garden of Eden. And you give off that energy and it gives it right back to you. Feeds it back to you. Nature multiplies everything we do omnipotently. It's like you give it power, you get more power. I always tell people when they come and visit me, I say, look down at your feet. See them there? Always connected to the dirt. Whether you like it or not. Your feet are, unless you're sleeping, connected to the soil. It's like when every device we have plugged in here, have to plug into a power source. If the power gone, if the power goes away, everything, the light's gone, the mic gone, everything gone. So imagine that you now are one of these devices. Who have a phone? Raise your hand if you have a phone, honey. Everybody, come on, just raise your hand.
Everyone have a phone, man.
Yeah, wave your phone. Then big concert, wave your phone. Alright. How many people charged their phones between last night and this morning? Raise your hand. Alright, so pretty much everybody. How many people have a body on them?
Have a what?
A body. We all do. How many people charge their body between last night and this morning?
A goodie, my charge. Charge my goodie.
Alright. Big hand, gotta ask you what you charge your body.
Each one earth into meditation, breath work.
Advanced, gentlemen, listen. Advanced. We have the advanced class. Big up yourself. Alright. Who else? How did you charge your body? Anybody else? Cecilia had a hand waving.
I slept.
Sleep.
And I ate sensibly. I had fruit. And I had sensible water.
Water. You hear all those three things? Sleep.
And I laughed.
What? Laughter. When last you hold a good belly laugh? So your body also needs charging. And one of the easiest ways to charge your body is to get in touch with nature. Some way, shape, or form. How about tree? This thing about tree again? It real. It ain't just some hippie dippy kind of something. Trees emit energy. All of our bodies are electrical.
Alright.
So they've kind of tricked us by saying you need to wear shoes. And unfortunately, your shoes insulate you from that connection. And 90% of our times, except when you're sleeping, who's sleeping on their shoes? Who sleeps in their shoes? Still put up your hand in the air. Don't it? Nobody. You take them off before you get into the bed and you have a good night's sleep. You're also charging your body. So I'm not telling you to go barefoot. It's a process, trust me. No bug.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous speed. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel. No ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.